Hey guys, today I just want to make a very quick video comparing my One S versus my Samsung Galaxy Note and talk a little bit about this because I think this is kind of interesting. Which is the best smartphone? So many people have been wondering and everything, and what do I think about this new One X phone, and why isn't the One X lying here and why is it lying here on the side? Well, to put it very simple, there's one thing I don't like with the One X, and I've been talking about it in a video being called HTC One X, why it sucks. That was the name of that video. And also I got a few comments here that I just want to quickly show to you here from a person called Turu Rose. Very clever person here. He said, I noticed on this camera test you were a little bit more careful on how fast you move the Galaxy Note compared to how fast you move that One X device, which was partly, I think the Note shows beautiful. However, if you took your time on the One X as you did with the Samsung device, the One X would have probably convinced you that it's a better device, mainly because I had some superb attempts with focusing on the One X video, which was rather impressive. Galaxy S2 owner. Okay, so there... the one thing, as I've been covering, what I don't like about the One X could be a software issues, could be something else, but I'm pretty sure that it is that's something with the camera. I think it's the hardware. Hopefully this is a software issue, but when I was trying out the recording option here and have been comparing it against the One S, I only got 19 FPS in 1080p when you get to like 30 FPS on the Galaxy Note and the HTC One S. Now, I have no idea if that's a hardware issue or software issues or what it is, but it's something. And for me, just for me, the camera is very important. That the camera works and the camera is awesome because I take a lot of video and everything. But if you would like love the form factor, or I mean if you think the form factor is way more important and a little bigger screen, then that's up to you. But for me, the camera is the number one thing. If the camera is good, then I mean that's the first thing I look at. And just as he was saying, it's only that FPS issue that I'm having in the video that I'm getting annoyed by with the HTC One X. And I mean, if you, as I said, it's awesome. Just taking picture, it's probably even better than the HTC One S. But they seem to produce kind of the same quality. But of course, I've only been trying out video because that's the main thing I do with my smartphones and stuff. And for me, when you get 10 FPS higher both on the Note and 10 FPS higher on the One S, then I get a little bit disappointed. Could be also, as I said here at the beginning, could be a software issue, so let's hope that HTC fix that. But if we would talk about something else, something that I really do love about the One X, then it is the wonderful exclusive feel it has to it compared to the Galaxy Note. Or this one feels a little bit like plastic, a little bit too much plastic. This one feels very hard and very robust and everything. Feels better. You need to get a feel on these devices in a store and judge for yourself though. And then we have the ceramic metal black HTC One S over here, which I do believe it feels better. Has this kind of matte feel to it. I think it feels better than the Galaxy Note. But that's just a small thing over there as well. That's kind of interesting. So, real talk here. Would I be able to make a switch, and which is the phone that I love the most at the moment? And do I like the HTC One S the most? Which phone do I think is the best at the moment? What is going to happen in the future? I'm just going to go ahead here on GSM Arena and tell you a pretty interesting cool thing here. You do know that the HTC One X, it is coming with a Super LCD 2 display. And funny thing here is that people have been saying that when I'm in the dark and when I compare the HTC One series or the HTC One V versus the One S versus the One X, people have been saying that the display that looks the best, has the same best kind of colors and everything, has been the One S. That could be also my camera though, but the funny thing is here is that both these two that's lying over here is Super AMOLED displays. Okay, they're both Super AMOLED displays. You have a 540 x 960 resolution here, so it's not HD resolution on the One S. That's a little bit disappointing. I don't think that's going to be a major difference. And then we have 1280 x 7. No, I mean 1280 x 800 AMOLED display on the Galaxy Note. So pretty fun there that they're both running on AMOLED displays here, and that the PPI on the One X, we should remember that the One X is only 4.3 inch versus the One X that's 4.7 inch, and also the Galaxy Note is 5.3, so it's still running on a pretty good PPI there, 256. I think the Galaxy S2 has, yeah, I think it has like 230, no, yeah, kind of something around there, maybe 216, yes, but I do know that the PPI is a little bit higher on the Galaxy Note, like 260 or 270 versus a 266. So I mean, you're not really going to see a major difference on these two devices, but they're both running on Super AMOLED displays, so they're both pretty good. I mean, they're pretty good viewing angles and everything, and I love, as I said, I love the camera. I think this one feels a little better, and the only thing that, I mean, why I wouldn't want to switch to a HTC phone over here is just because it's too small for me. No, that's not what she said. That's what I said. It's too small for me. I've been using the Galaxy Note for around 6 months. In the 6 months, I love the browsing experience when it's so big. You hold it like this when you're sleeping. This is too fucking awesome, okay? This is too awesome. I don't want to go back to a smaller display, especially not a 4.3 inch device, and do those things. Maybe I like big stuff, you know, I like a big phone, and I also like the feel that I get with this phone, that it feels exclusive, okay? It feels exclusive, it feels awesome. I want a new big smartphone. If I would be maybe a normal person, I would definitely say that this one is better in many things. I also think that software HTC Sense is so much better than on my Samsung device. Then there's one thing that I actually do like more on the Galaxy Note, and that is when you're browsing, you can zoom in and everything. It doesn't have like fit the screen and stuff like that, so you don't feel any weird lag experience. So that's also a very thing is important to me. When I go to McDonald's or something like that, I usually put this one on the table, and then I could eat, and then I could do all of the things on this massive display. And I mean, like when I'm surfing and stuff like that, and how I think most people are using their smartphones when they're surfing, I think that they're holding it with their hand and everything like that. Usually I can just have it on the table, and that's, I mean, I don't care if it's big. When you have it on the table, you don't really care, but you want a big display, okay? The display is so much important, and that's the reason why Samsung has sold as many of these devices. But as I said, I'm not gonna lie, I think the camera is definitely better, or very identical, but you definitely get more features. You get the zoom in features and all of those good things on the HTC One S. You'll get all of those filters, and I've also seen that the white balance is so much better on the HTC One S. But the thing is that when we talk about, like, if you talk about experience like this, also going on size and everything, I also can say that the One S probably feels a little bit snappier, even though I'm still running a ton of things in the background on the Galaxy Note. But I mean, you won't notice like a laggy experience with any of these. But we should also remember that this one's still running on Android 2.3. This one, they come with Sense 4.0 and also Android 4.0.3. But that's also one thing that is pretty important to know here. And they're both running on dual-core processors, but this one is running on the Snapdragon Qualcomm S4. That's based on like Cortex A15. This is Cortex A9. A9, but Cortex A15, that's like twice the speed of Cortex A9, so this one is still like twice as good in speed and everything. I would just wish that that HTC would create a bigger smartphone. I do know that the LG Optimus Vu is gonna come out and has like a 5-inch screen, but what I don't like about that phone is that it's wider, okay? And I don't want a wider phone. I just want a long phone like this. It's wider than the Galaxy Note, so it's going to be harder when you use it like this. It's going to be harder to reach the edges. I mean, I haven't hold it and everything, but it feels like that's not good. They're going to make it more rectangular or something like that. I don't like that, and that it's a little bit smaller also. I think actually 5.3 inch could be the best size for a smartphone. That might sound a little bit too much like a fanboy over here, but I really think the smartphone screen is important. I surf the web a lot on this device. I've never actually surfed that much. I think it's fun. Usually you don't think it's fun to surf on your smartphone, but when you get such a big device to surf, it gets pretty awesome, okay? It's pretty fun. So if this device, let's say this One S device would have been 5.3 inches, I would probably have made a switch, okay? I would probably have made a switch. Now, also, if you talk about battery, if you talk about the Galaxy Note's battery that I'm getting around, and this is like, I think I use like a heavy use, something like that. I see that I use a lot of RAM. I mean, if you go ahead and go to my task manager over here, I think I'm using a ton of RAM. Okay, let's see here. 500 megabytes only right now, but I've been seeing that one as high as around 700 to 800 megabytes, and could be just my apps, could be just that I use heavy apps, but when I go from home and have like 100% in charge, and I use the phone, and usually like when you're out, it's kind of hard to see. And that's also the thing that I don't like with AMOLED displays. And I think actually Sony's better at that when you're outside and everything, that it's kind of hard to see the display. So I think Sony has some kind of super wide screen or something like that, so it should be better. Even though I don't like the Sony Xperia S phone, so I'm probably not going to love that one either because it feels a little bit sluggish. But let's not talk about Sony over here. But I get around 7 hours, and I think that's pretty poor. Even though I've actually not heard that many people have had problems with the battery, that the battery lasts pretty long. Usually I have like 50% on the screen and everything. I get emails all the time, as you can see. I mean I get emails a lot, and I use it for talking and communicating with other people a lot. But I get around 7 hours and then it's dead. I know you can solve this pretty easily by getting a new battery, and yeah, and also I've heard I may do that, you know, buy a second battery. So battery is also very important for me, and I should say that I haven't actually used the HTC One S for that long. I mean, like I don't want to go back. I don't want to go and make a switch to like a 4.3 inch device. I mean, I used the Samsung Galaxy S2 that's 4.3 inch for a while, and okay, let's just show it here. Which one would I have take here, like right now? Would I pick the Galaxy S2, or would I pick the HTC One S? I would definitely have picked the One S, okay? It's screen size. I think that's my problem. I don't like 4.3 inch. I want bigger. I'm so used to this display. It's awesome if you're watching a lot of video, if you are watching pictures, or if you are just when you're recording and everything, it's better to have a bigger display. But I think actually that, okay, let's say the Galaxy Note is the #1 for me in my, that's the best smartphone you can get ahead and get right now, especially if you like big stuff. And if you say that it's too big, and if you haven't tried it out for at least like a week or 2 weeks, then shut the F up, okay? You need to try it out. You need to not just hold it, you need to try it out. Use it as a daily phone. I didn't like it either the first few days, or I mean I was a little bit skeptical. Then I liked it, and that was how many people, also a lot of other tech reviewers have said about that device. So that's #1 for me. The second phone I would go with is, I mean, the second best smartphone I think is out right now is definitely the HTC One S. And be aware here, as I said, the screen is important for me. If you don't think a big screen is important for you, and if you don't want the biggest, and if you don't think it's important, if I would have valued the camera more, I would have and pick the HTC One S over here, okay? Let's just make that up, and let's just say that. And let's say I would have picked the software, I would have picked this one, easy, any day. I hate TouchWiz, or actually I don't hate TouchWiz. I think it feels like Minecraft's basic this texture pack as you get when you play it for the first time. I mean, you get used to it, and it's not really extremely bad, but definitely the software needs to be a little better. So you can leave your opinions below if you think I missed something. But for me, I mean, it's really important, okay? It's such an important thing for me to have a big display. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna go ahead and make the switch from the Galaxy Note to the Galaxy S3. Yeah, I'm not sure. What I do know now is that I'm gonna go ahead and continue to use this device. I do know that the LG Optimus 4X is coming out soon. I'm probably not gonna make a switch to that one either. Or the Galaxy S3, we don't know. The Galaxy Note 2, just take my cash, okay? Just shut up and take my money, Samsung. Do Galaxy Note 2, okay? This is probably gonna be sounding like a fanboy video over here, but I do know that a lot of other people is gonna pick, and I'm gonna say it like this right now, the HTC is very good, but not for me because I like a bigger display. And I don't like that it's not 720p. That is a smaller thing over there, and I think they cost around the same amount of cash at the moment, but the HTC is probably going to go down in price. But really, this is easy the number one smartphone for people that don't want extremely big phones. This one is the killer. Now, which one would I take after that? I mean, the HTC One S, they need to fix that software issues right now. Then that one may be better than that one, I'm not sure. Then I need to go ahead and talk and make a video about it again. The Galaxy S2, is that one gonna be after? I'm not sure if I would have picked this one at the third place, because there's so many effing Android smartphones out right now that has a little higher specs. I haven't tried them all, but what I do know is that this video is over right now, and you just have an awesome day. See.